All right, y'all, Saturday morning, I'm getting ready to pull out. I got, y'all know I'm headed back over here to this shop for day 2. I could not get the sump grinder to plug in yesterday afternoon. Now I didn't do everything that I could possibly do to do it. I hope I don't have no problems with it plugging in today, this morning. That's the first thing I'm gonna wanna do is get the sump grinder on. Now I may, if it doesn't, go on. The high flow fittings are super difficult, man. And I know that they make those things, and I would buy one, but I don't see how it would hook to, based on what I'm seeing on internet and when I looked at those, the Irwin thing, that I don't see how it's gonna how it's gonna do it on the high flow, because the high flow is on the bottom. You got the 2 standard flow on top, and you got the high flow. They're right there. They ought to put them a little further apart, right? But I got to deal with this stupid cracked windshield. It's getting worse and worse, man. And I'm like, man, there's a little bit under a half a tank of fuel in the skid steer. And like I was saying yesterday, I probably would, if I run the sump grinder all day, and there's that much stumps over there, there's enough. And I'm still, working on learning how to make sure that these jobs, that I'm doing these jobs as best as I can, based on what I know at the moment. Now, I might look back at this job 3 years from now and say, damn, dude, that was a straight dumb thing you did, or whatever. But, if you're self-employed, for me, and my thinking behind it is, you gotta always be looking to get better. So, yeah. So I know that there's less than a half a tank, and I might be able to make it over here today, but I'm not gonna chance it. And it wasn't worthy of me loading the skid steer up, blah, blah. Right, you need to get a fuel tank on your truck. Well, if I get enough work, I'll buy another truck. I mean, I'll buy a truck that is just that, yeah. I'll buy a truck that's got one already on it. I'm not gonna add a fuel tank to this truck as of right now, based on what I know right now. You never know, though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up here to the gas station real quick. I'm gonna grab 5 gallons of diesel, and then I'm headed over there. I'm probably about a 10-minute ride from there, and it's 5 after 8 now. So, and it's 21 degrees. So, yeah, man. But when I do your work like I did yesterday, and I don't really, it's easy when you're on the machine to get real tunnel vision to where you don't even see the difference that you've made, right? And then when I get home and I go to looking at the videos and editing the videos and all on jobs like this, that's when I really see, oh wow, what a difference, and that's what the homeowner sees. When you're on the machine and you're doing the next logical thing, then you don't really notice it like you would if you weren't so used to that kind of thing, man. So, yeah, damn. I forgot to grab my starting fluid. My saw, the big steel saw, it didn't want to start yesterday. Well, after I knocked the 2 big trees down, those 2 big ones, I couldn't get it to start. I flooded it is what I did, and it never would start. So I had to use the little saw for everything, and the chain on the little saw is about gone. So if I don't anticipate having to do a lot of cutting today. I really don't. My biggest fear is not being able to get the stump grinder hooked up. That's my biggest fear. So if I can't get them lines in, man, it's going to be ugly, ugly, ugly. But what I'll have to do is I'll have to fool with that for a minute, with the wrenches and release pressure and all kinds of stuff that I hate doing, man. Because when you do that, you break the seal, and then you know, I don't know. they ought to come up with something better, a better way to hook this stuff up, better way to release the pressure or something. I don't know, man. If you didn't have a pressure relief, then you'd be in trouble. You'd have to loosen up the fittings and stuff. I think the attachments ought to have some kind of pressure release on them too. A button or something that I don't know, man. You know, guys are always coming into comments, you know, and I still got some residual of, you know, a couple guys. Well, you gotta have it marked. You know, I think Bowman or somebody came in the comments talking about, you know, we're still talking about the job 2 days ago that I looked at that I don't got past, but I'm just kind of talking about the comments. So Bowman was saying something about that's why you have them come out and mark the utilities. Then that puts the liability on the city or county or whatever. And you know, that's a great point, right? But what everybody's not understanding is, see, you got to go all the way back to how I like to spend my time, and I don't like to spend my time dealing with HOAs, city, county, and all that, because some of these HOAs are real finicky, and they'll have you in the cross, man. And with social media and all, they'll put you on blast out there. And why would I sign up for all that? Well, you're in the right. It doesn't matter if you're in the right or wrong. I don't want to spend my time going. How many times do you think that I would have to go back up there? Well, number one, I have to wait on the utilities to mark, right? That's about a 2-week event right there. So that would automatically put the job off 2 weeks, right? Or about something like that. So that's a pretty big deal. Now I'm not in charge of the timing of the job, and if I'm not, you know, on a $400 stump, I mean, it could be a $5,000 stump, and I'm still going to be super weary, right? Of course, if it's a $5,000 stump and they were going to give me $5K to do it, then I would overcome any of the stuff that I'm, you know, yeah. So that's a thought too. But at the end of the day, it's about how you want to spend your time. True enough, I might go in there and I might not hit it, but I might. And why would I do that? And then another guy comes in the comments talking about, well, real professionals, they know how to keep their liability down to a minimum. That's pretty much what he said in the comment. And I said, right, that's what I'm doing. Can't you see that? By not doing a job, you know, by not, I mean, I don't have to do the job. And it's easy to say that when you're sitting there, you know, ain't got the equipment I got, or not that I got a lot or a little, but ain't been in business as long as me, and blah blah blah. That $400 might be a lot for that stump. That $400 for that stump might be a whole lot of money to somebody, but to me, it's not that much money when you weigh the negatives. So yeah. So needless to say, I could get the tree job and I won't do the stump. I'm not going to do the stump either way. Well, Ray, that might knock you out of that whole job. You're right, it might. And that's okay. I'm good. I'm good. Just saying. You gotta weigh things, man, and you know, I don't, and to people that don't weigh what it's worth, and then they, you know, you can't spend your time going back to jobs. And that's how many times do y'all think if I hit that utility up there, how much of a hassle y'all think that's going to be? I mean, if I were to hit it, how much hassle would that be for me? Well, it ain't gonna be no hassle, Ray. You just call the city and the homeowner's gonna be dogging me out. I'm gonna have to wait on the city. Meanwhile, water is going everywhere, whatever, you know. And if it's frozen, fuck that, man. Come on, y'all. But if you broke and you ain't spending your money like you should, where you can alleviate some of that, why do I spend my money on equipment, y'all? Why do y'all think I spend my money on equipment? I'm gonna tell you why. To make my life easier, period. It's a given I'm gonna be doing this for a living, but I wanna be able to do it and make a good living and not have to you know, work so damn hard. I want equipment to do everything and all that. So why I mean, that's why I buy equipment, to make my life easier. I don't buy the equipment to go into jobs to where there's a great possibility of making my life difficult. Insurance, I got it, and I'm not, you know, that's ridiculous to say that. Nobody, but you got to figure out how, you got to look at how do you want to spend your time? That's the most important thing. How you spend your time. How do you want to spend your time? I don't want to spend my time like, you know, dealing with yesterday's money and trying to get yesterday's money. That's what you be doing over there. You ain't gonna get paid. You wouldn't get paid until it was all straightened out. So we're gonna get on this one right here now. We're gonna get on this one. Y'all see how big these are? There's 3 of these about like this. So yeah. Okay, y'all, so I got to a good point where the machine's gonna run out of fuel. So I'm going, you know, I put the other 5 gallons in. I knew that grinding those stumps, man. I've been grinding stumps for about 5 hours. 9 o'clock, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So, but I won't be able to finish up and leave them in a good spot. Now, I don't know for sure, but I may be coming back tomorrow. But I need to spend another 40 minutes or so there, you know, on site, just trying to get the grade. He wanted to take out about 4 more trees, but I told him, I said, well, if I'm gonna grind all these stumps, man, I'm not gonna have time for that. Now I said, I'll come back tomorrow, we'll do another day. If they do another day, I'll, you know, well, I don't have to be over there all day. I can just $1,000 and I'll come back tomorrow or whatever. I don't know. But I'm getting a lot of work done. these stumps have those stumps. They're getting those stumps done cheap. Hell, I'm gonna have, you know, $50 in fuel for just the stumps. So, but normally I don't leave a job, you know, but I had to today because I have to have, you know, I'm about a 5-minute ride from the gas station, so. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, so 5 hours over there, man. I'll be over there for me, but I'm not gonna leave them all fucked up, man. I'm gonna leave them, you know, semi looking okay. And, you know, and I still got to do the, you know, run back and forth and get the trailer and all that too. So, yeah. All right, y'all, that's a wrap on the day. It's 3:30. I just picked up my Sammy, and yeah, not a bad week for the old racer, for real. Oh, we had 2 snow days. I mean, yeah. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna reluctantly go get off the couch and go back out there and pick up Chucky and the big trailer. So yeah, cooking with gas, man. Gas. I need to put fuel in Chucky too. But yeah, I'm tired, y'all. I really ain't got a whole lot to talk about, man. I'm glad everybody made it through another week. Well, I'm glad I made it through another week anyway. But y'all be safe, man. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to go back over here and pick up the machine. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I've never used this truck to pull the skid steer. So of course it's a 250. It's rated to pull that and then some, but it's probably going to be a little bit different than pulling with my big long truck. So I'm going to go on and change the adapter. Okay, y'all, so yeah, let me put this thing down, and no place to put y'all in this truck. So we're going to go get the skid steer. All right, so we're going to go get the skid steer right now, and it's 5:15, so it'll probably take me about, well, I gotta load it, I gotta hook this truck up. I've never pulled it with this truck. I gotta get fuel. I mean, yeah, It's gonna take me a good hour. Okay, guys. So this job turned out pretty good. I'm digging it, man. We could have took out a couple more pine trees, and they said they're gonna have me come back in the fall, and that. But all down in here, I got these stumps. Look at that. So, and those stumps were freaking huge, man. But I just kind of wanted to show y'all. I got those two stumps. I grinded them. I grinded the one that was in the middle back there, and I ground about 4 or 5 going across here. So I think I did pretty freaking good over here. This is game changing. You see, when you have the ability to move trees like that, like those 5 pines, 1, 2, 3, 4, and grind the stump, you can do anything, man, if you can get the stump, because then you can grade the ground. So yeah, this is really nice though. So all right, y'all, I gotta load up, and y'all see him. Alright, so I'm back in the truck, coming down this gravel road. Seems to be feels just fine. But one thing about this Gator Made trailer, y'all, I ain't never had no problem out of it, man. It rides good. I mean, as long as you load it right now. If you can, and we all know that 5.4 ain't strong. It ain't nothing like that 6.2. But I got it in the tow package, so it's gonna, let's see what it does without it. It's been riding pretty good. On to the next one, man. On to the next one.